post, set off to the thorn ford and the bandit camp there. Let's take out the stuff that we have from me being a backer of the game before it came out. Svetlana wanted to talk to us last night. Let's talk to her now. What did you want to ask me? This is a very personal request and maybe not enough for your time. I'll completely understand if you say no. But the first time the Staglord thugs came here demanding money, they also took my wedding ring. Just tore it off my hand. It's just a trinket, Willie, but it meant so much to me. I remember every moment of the day Oleg came to me, that ring in hand, to ask if I'd marry him. I was standing in a fancy dress on the stairs of my father's home, fearing that I'd misheard something, or that I'd say something stupid and everyone around would laugh. If you happen to find my ring among the bandits' possessions, please bring it back to me. It's easy to recognize. My name is engraved in the band. Svetlana drops her eyes, lowering her voice. There is one more thing. Among the bandits there's a dark-haired woman who wields dual axes. She's not bad in a fight. In fact, she can be extremely dangerous and cruel. But please, I beg you, show her mercy if you have the chance. I'd be happy to help, Zoila. I'm so grateful for your help. I have to go, Pharaoh. And more foodstuffs for cooking eventually.
Onwards.
Let me know if you, in the comments, you want me to talk to my compatriots off screen or on screen. They can get quite wordy, but they can be interesting at the same time. Greetings. You certainly ruffled those villains' feathers. Well, anyway, new day, new trouble. Have you seen the fog? Nothing. It's never seen anything like it. Before the road to rest stop looks like someone spilled milk, and it just hung in the air. I couldn't see anything through that soup, not even with a torch. It feels like witchcraft to me. I bet the Stag Lord's involved somehow. Rumors say he deals with all kinds of magic. Show me your wares, Oleg. Nothing's too good for such a good person. Oops, looks like we need to rest at least one more time. And again, I'm not fully healed yet. There we go. Sorry about that. I just want to be able to start my adventure without being wounded. This is where you choose your companions. Right now, they're all in the current group. Now it's time to go exploring. I think we should go to. There's someone on the road. Get ready. What could this possibly be? A jittery old man in squalid clothing shuffles up to you. His gray hair is unkempt, and he continually clenches and unclenches his wrinkled, freckled hands. When he stops and looks up at you, his eyes widen and he tugs at his heart. Strange weather, invisible fog, creeping out of the woods, soars beyond the sky, obscures the sun and moon. Strange. The young man shakes his head, his eyes shifting about seemingly at random. I don't like this old man. Looks like the kind who can cast the evil eye. Who are you? The old man freezes for a moment. Remus. But that won't help with the fog. What are you doing here? I do nothing. Breathe, walk, observe. The fog looks visible enough to me. I see more than ever. I've never seen so much before. The old man wipes his hand across his face and sighs wearily. But someone must look, and no one else can. Invisible fog, does that mean you can find your way through it? The fog is wrong. It hinders your legs, not your sight. I wish not to try. I should probably go. You hasten? You should. Your rival wastes no time. He races, but in another direction. He searches for power. He'll find it. My rival? Do you mean Tortuccio? He's not tall, but he wants to climb high. Beside him are those who could stand against him, and might yet still. What power is he searching for? Someone else's, old but forever young. That which was taken from another. That which gives joy and now gives death. How do you know we're rivals? I don't know. I see. You can choose where you set your eyes, usually, but can you choose what to see? All the more reason not to linger. Farewell. Turn your back to the trading post and look south. There's an ancient tomb. Look for him there. The old man turns and walks away slowly, muttering softly. Once stolen, the land shall be reclaimed. Once reclaimed, but binded with the clamor, it shall it be. Binded, merged, joined by an unbreakable ties, claiming the land, claiming its pain, claiming its death. So that was a strange old man, but he seemed to know about Tertulio, which is a step up from where we were. Let's go to the abandoned tomb first. I'll explain why after I do it. And shortly after the abandoned tomb, we'll call it a day. Might as well fight this fight. Get some more experience. And it shouldn't be too hard for us. We're level 2. Hopefully there's no bandit mages if it's a bandit group. We got goblins. No goblin alchemists, looks like. Just archers and melee people. I'm gonna go after the archer.
We can do it!
Send Amory raging against the
Tear
standard
them
goblin.
apart!
Let Valerie go after the other archer,
Let us strike as
and
one!
let Lindsay attack the
Serves you right.
goblins not in combat. Send Amory to help Valerie because she's being
They go down!
flanked. And when you're flanked, you're easier to hit. Nothing here is worth it. And we don't really need to stop camp. So it wasn't that hard to fight. Leave the materials. It's nice that they give you an option to pick up what you missed, but there's nothing there we wanted. If you go to the Thornford first, one of the mercenaries moves to where you're going to start a fight as soon as you walk in. This way, that doesn't occur, and you're able to do something that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise. Right there in the doorway is where that
It is done.
entrance would be. A gnome in gaudy purple garb seizes your attention. Of course, the scoundrel Tertulio, who you know from your time in Rostov. The vile gnome is standing on a small hill, expressing his discontentment in every way he can muster.
Let me guess, you're still dawdling. Should I make some tea in the meantime? Bake a pie, perhaps? Plant a small garden and harvest some cherries? Perhaps you'd be more comfortable wearing fool's caps and colored trousers. Then at least I'd be able to sell tickets. Come one, come all! Feast your eyes upon the slowest and the most ridiculous buffoons in Golorian!
Why hurry? The same end awaits us all.
Hold your tongue, gnome. I can hardly tell your twaddle from the buzzing of a fly.
Quickly now, if we don't find that artifact soon, someone else might seize it. Someone who's standing over there watching you right now, you fools!
This whole scene wouldn't play out if the mercenary had been in the doorway, and you wouldn't be able to attempt to talk one of your options into joining you. I'm gonna go with Harem. Harem, I'd be happy to see you among our companions. Your fate does not oblige you to follow fools and liars like Tertulio.
There is as much vanity in your words as in the words of all who have not seen the wisdom of Grotus. Yet you seem a worthier leader than the arrogant Tartuccio. Perhaps in serving you, I shall open your eyes to the teachings of my faith.
We needed a 10 to convince him. Through one of our teammates, we have a skill value of 8, and we rolled a 15, giving us 23.
I see my magnificent rival will stop at nothing, even at stealing the servants of his enemy. Let us see if your fools are even more useless than mine. Draw your swords and cover my retreat.
Knowing that this
We
guy
can
is
do
a
it!
mage, I'm gonna go after him.
Tear them apart!
Let us strike as one!
Could be worse. And will be. Definitely will be.
Can it be the end? They go down!
Lost.
I'm gonna attempt to make the wizard laugh. Valerie, get on the wizard.
Do not falter!
Lindsay, heal Emery.
Yes. Yes.
And then heal yourself.
Yes.
Protect me, please.
Lindsay, get out of
What a miserable last chapter.
Well, we did it. It wasn't pretty, but we managed it. Magical launch, so you can tell it's magical because it's got a blue circle in the picture. I'm gonna rest. I can't hunt here. So that's a downside. But I can go manage. Technically you can't cook either. So might as well put everybody on hunting, on guard duty, and harem into special roles because his allows us to have a chance at stealth even if we can't do stealth. Actually, I believe we can do stealth, so I'm going to put Lindsay on stealth. Allow us to use our we don't have enough for okay, we can't rest because we don't have enough rations for resting. You have to be able to feed everybody.
Grotus awaits us.
So we're going to channel and heal as best we can. Clerics can spontaneously turn their spells into healing spells.
Magritio, Turinos. Magritio, Turinos.
That's about the best we're going to get.
Check that out.
passageway.
This requires your attention.
The red squares are traps.
Applause, please.
I'm gonna have to save here because there seems to be a flaw in the game right now where if you fail this skit coming up, you don't get the pine patch, which means you don't get further storyline. We'll pick up the fragment of a necklace and then leave. How sweet the fresh breath of fresh air after the stale steam stiffness of that tomb. Before it stretched an unyielding health, replete with hills and galleys, and patches of low shrubs. Already the trail Tertulio and his companions had gone cold. Lord Nature 11. But we would not give up so easily. Whether the trail went cold or not is one we had to follow. And we succeeded at. No blade of grass was bent. It must have had enough time to straighten back up, since whoever last passed through it. But the heat's dry earth preserved the prints of little shoes. Our eyes to the ground and followed the trail. We walked and walked until finally we came to a huge gully, the dried up bed of a river of yore. But what is this? At the edge, the grass was trampled down, and the soil turned up in claw prints, lots of them. We'd stumbled upon a fresh battlefield, and here the trail split. One set of footprints walked away from the battle and down into the gully. The brave footprints that raced face down their enemies followed the path along its edge. We tried to imagine who or what left those claw marks. The claw marks were not deep. The attackers were small and lean, and more, the creatures walked on two legs. Finally, the form of the prints left no doubt in our minds. We'd stumbled upon Kobold lands. Detect magic. We tried to find any traces of magic in the surroundings. We discovered traces of a spell, apparently from the illusion skull of magic, near where the lonely trail descended into the gully. We stood in thought, then followed the single set of footprints down into the gully. The way down was steep, and it took some time to reach the bottom. Walking on the loose soil was difficult, but the clawed footsteps were easy to spot. The bottom of the gully went downhill, deeper and deeper. Finally, the footprints turned, whirled up the steep slope, and disappeared at the gully's edge. We couldn't but admire the animal agility and clever claws of the creatures we were following. The slope before us was as tall as two men, and ended up at a hanging crest. Climbing such a slope would be no easier than climbing up a sheer wall. However, a long, steady-looking route stuck out the ground from the top. Mobility 11. There was one brave hero among us who decided to try his luck and climb the route. We're going to let Lindsay, because she's got a 10. After tugging on the root, Lindsay took a deep breath, grabbed it with both hands, and began the difficult ascent. Pushing with her feet against the slope and grabbing the root with both hands, she climbed higher and higher. Only her heavy breathing and the faint creaking of the root broke the deadly silence. Suddenly, dust poured down from the top of the slope, and the root began to slide from the ground. Keeping her wits, Lindsay shifted her weight to her legs and froze. After a tense moment, she continued her journey, and soon had reached the top of the slope. After catching her breath, she lay on the ground and offered her hand to help the rest of us up. After climbing out of the gully one by one, we easily found the clawed footprints again and moved forward. The air grew tense. We sensed that we were approaching our target, and our intuition proved correct. What's going on here?
Listen to me. A dragon, huge, sparkling, flew down to me from the sky and told me a secret. A great relic that will win the kobold's glory is hidden somewhere nearby. Enough of this pitiful existence. Search for it. Search and bring it to me.
Their leader speaks in the suspiciously familiar voice of the gnome Tartusio. Dragon! Glory! Dragon! The voices of the kobolds rise in excitement. We know the mites under the old sycamore. They possess the magic treasure. Very ancient. That's one thing I never expected to see in the middle of the forest. A circus show. Learning a new trade, Tartusio?
You! When will I finally be rid of you? Don't listen to him, tribesmen. This liar comes to play tricks on us. You and you, hold him back. The rest of you, follow me.
So now we had to fight a couple. So now we had to fight a couple kobolds.
Serves you right.
Even injured isn't too scary a fight. We took what we wanted. Now let's go check out the camp a little bit. Foodstuffs. And this is a recipe that we can gain. To gain it, you go into your inventory. We're going to start by newest to oldest. And right click on Haggis and then go copy recipe. You now have the recipe in hand. This is the old sycamore that the kobolds are talking about. But for now, I'm going to go back to Oleg's and call it a video at this point, so we don't run over again.
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
Yes, it would, Lindsay. That's why we're going to Oleg's. Try to avoid, but we failed to avoid it. Let's hope it's not something too scary.
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
It's more thylacines. We defeated them before when we was tired, and we didn't have a cleric at that point.
We should gather our strength.
We're gonna go ahead and cast Blast, which makes it easier for us to attack. As a prepared caster, our cleric is now out of spells.
Each step brings us closer to the end.
but we couldn't cast Bane or True Strike because we'd already used them for healing. All we had left was our Bless, which we just used. We're going to talk to Boken and then go to see what he has to say, and then we're going to go to Oleg and sell out some of the stuff we don't need. Oleg, listen, well, since you dispatched the bandits with such skill, maybe you can help us with another problem. There's a feral swine living here in the woods. Not a normal wild pig. We're talking about a vicious boar, as big as a bear and wicked as a devil. The locals call him Tusk Gutter. Many hunters have lost life and limb to him. Veko Renison found his lair and went to kill the beast, but came back with only one leg. He put a bounty on the boar's head, but it looks like there aren't any heroes around bold enough to claim it. Maybe you'll rid us of this monster. Amory livens up. Hey, we're better than the local wusses, right? Want to bet I can chop out this tusk cutter's snout with a single swing? Come on, let's find out. All right, let's go kill this tusk cutter. Amory gives you a wide grin and slaps your shoulder. Right, that's the way I like it. Let's do it. Can I help you in some way? Can I help you in some way? Well, since you're asking, there's a cave nearby. I used to pick berries in there, but the place has been overrun by spiders. The berries are red. Look a lot like raspberries, berries I call them. I'd be really grateful if you gathered a basket of them and brought them back. Just be quick if we do. They spoil quickly. These spiders in the cave are extremely mean. I'll give you some alchemist fires. Crafted them myself. Burn those spiders. Teach them how to claim my Fingberry cave. I also need a bucket of moon radishes. They're a rare and mysterious plant. I don't know where to find them, but I know that kobolds gather them and value them highly. It's not a huge deal. I'd do it myself, but if I were younger. But if you're willing, I'll pay you. These potions for the berries, and a purse full of coins for the radishes. Alright, I'll try to help. Just watch out. Don't end up someone's lunch. I should go. Now go talk to Oleg. Show me your wares, Oleg. Don't need the club. The torches are something we want to keep. Rest and then save and quit. Make sure everybody's full, which they are. My friend told me he didn't get to see the full picture of what I chose because he skipped the picture part. This is the full picture of what I chose.